Opening day and the second career of sorts for me, and I can't even begin to tell you how incredibly exciting this is for me. I was going to sit up here and give you a spiel about, I played games forever and yada yada yada, but I came up with two stories, and I think this is the audience that would actually recognize these stories as not being really nerdy, because every crowd I've been in before this would call them nerdy. So about 10 years ago, I was playing for the Phillies, and we were in Florida. And I was hardcore into EQ. And that word hardcore has come to mean a lot of things to a lot of people as far as gaming goes. I'm not a min-maxer. I'm not a guy who rates tier 6, tier 7, tier 8 to get gear and outfit a specific way. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't play that game. But hardcore to me was, we had a day game Sunday in Florida, and we had an off day Monday and a night game on Tuesday. And it worked out, in my mind, perfectly for the schedule, because after that day game and Sunday that I pitched, I logged into EverQuest about 5:30 in the afternoon on the road in my hotel room, and I logged out Tuesday afternoon at 3. And with the exception of room service and a couple shower breaks, that was like, I was in heaven. That's what I live for. And people don't understand, you look at the shots on the bench of guys sitting on the bench and you wonder what's going through their minds. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of times at 11:30 at night, we'd be in the ninth inning of a game, and I'm thinking, you know what? If this inning ends quick, I can be back in time to get off on the raid at 12:30. That's the kind of gamer I've always been. And in my last 3 contracts with the teams that I played for, I didn't have private jets and transportation. One of the only stipulations I demanded in my contract was my internet access had to be of a specific speed at every hotel room I stayed at, because I knew what I was going to be doing. So yeah, I'm a gamer. I love games. I've always loved games. They've been a very integral part of my life. It's always been a way for me to connect with my kids in an incredibly positive way. But about 10 years ago, the idea to actually, listen, I'm exactly like you guys. I played games and sat there and thought, what the hell were they thinking? Why would they do this? I can do this so much better than them. Come to realize that none of that is even remotely true. But what I thought was I wanted to do something, and I wanted to mimic my baseball career in a sense that I wanted to be a part of a world championship team. And you do that no matter what the business, whether it's games or baseball or making widgets, it's always about people. And so if I wanted to make something that was the best in the world, my thought was I'm going to put together my Murderer's Row, my killer lineup, and I'm going to build a fantasy universe. And if I'm going to do that now, who am I going to do that with? I'm going to pick, in my mind, the guy that's the best in the world at doing that, and that was R.A. And real quick story. So Todd and I have known each other for about 10 years. So that phone call was, Todd, I'm doing something I think is pretty cool. I'd like you to be involved. And he would listen. The RA call was kind of a cold call. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. No idea where he lived. And I got the phone number from the person that I asked to get it for, and I recognized it as a Massachusetts number. I was like, well, that's kind of convenient. I called the number. He answers the phone, and it was 15 minutes of me saying, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. And 15 minutes of him going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. Because he's obviously a dyed-in-the-wool Red Sox fan. So those conversations came about, and the company's had its roots there. And not over a year later, 38 Studios took root. So all of that is awesome. And so now, if you think about this as a gamer, I've got this. How cool is this? I mean, I'm a fantasy geek and I'm a nerd, all the way back to board gaming when I was 11 years old. I played Dungeons and Dragons, even though I played sports. So, so I've got the gamer's dream, right? I've got a world. I got a world that Salvatore created, this deep, huge story, and I've got artistically, I've got Todd McFarlane drawing this world and leading our incredibly talented artists to create this vision. But I'm a gamer, right? So I played a lot of games with really cool stories that sucked. I played a lot of games with incredible art that sucked. Taking this incredible story and this incredible art and finding that third piece, because every product in this space is all about gameplay. And BHG comes into the mix, and around that time, we found out that we could potentially bring BHG into the family, and now you add the final piece to the puzzle, the final straw that can take that and stir it, and that's the BH team with Ken Rolston and Mark Nelson and the people behind Oblivion and Morrow. How many people here have played Oblivion? Right. So now I'm fired up now, because now we've got these visionaries and they've got somebody that can turn that stuff into gameplay. And that, 4 years later, we're sitting here, and again, hopefully you can understand, you'll at least have a semblance of understanding of how incredibly excited I am to finally be able to not have to listen to PR and marketing as much anymore, and I can talk, and I can actually talk about these games, and I still listen to these, sometimes. I mean, and what we're talking about today, I want to tell you 10 times more. right? So, but anyway, and I'm a hardcore gamer, right? So this is the ultimate opening day for me. And today, for the first time ever, outside of the walls of 38 Studios, we are debuting the cinematic trailer for Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. And let me remind you, this is the Todd McFarlane directed cinematic trailer for Kingdoms of Amalur.
How about that, guys?
Let's do it. Here's the world premiere.